Hello, I'm Felicia Vereen, always known as Fee.
Hey Fee, and I'm your girl Sharita 3, better known as Fred.
And we are Inspire Her, the Total Woman Podcast. A new podcast all about uplifting you.
Yes.
Because friends, face it, you are awesome.
We'll be chatting up about topics we love to talk about. All the things we as women must juggle every day and the ish we complain about.
But who's listening?
Girl,
we'll chat about the struggle, the job, and about him. You know who we talking about.
Girl.
That boo, husband, boyfriend, ex, whatever you calling them today. Our lovely hellions, kids.
Our angels. But seriously, friends, life happens, and we don't always get a chance to talk about it. We take it on the chin and we keep it moving.
Because that's what we were told to do.
Yep.
But here on Inspire Her, the Total Woman Podcast with Red and Fee, we are the friends you love to hang out with. We are here to inspire her, the Total Woman.
Yeah. 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 Hey, girl, how are you?
Girl, I done slid in here on two wheels and jumped on this podcast. Like, what?
No, we're doing a little earlier today. Normally we're at 8, but today we decided to do it at 7. Maybe we can come on a little earlier at 7 because you know my bedtime. Y'all be running to my bedtime.
Girl, the bedtime. If you let it, it would be at 6:30. But you gotta.
Oh, for sure. I know I don't be home by 6:30. What's going on, Fee?
Girl, just life is lifing. I mean, this past week, I have been exposed to. I've sat in 2 hours worth of traffic one day, and then an hour worth of traffic coming home, and it's all been really, really bad accidents.
Was that your story last week?
Well, there was a beginning. No, it was last week. Yeah, it was last week. And then today, one of my coworkers was sitting in traffic because of another accident. Both sides of the car, back side was taken off, front side of the car was taken off. And I'm just like, I'm just trying to live life every moment of it and pay attention to what I'm doing,
Yeah.
Life is, whew, just like, man,
I hate
get to work.
Yeah. I agree with you. You just have to enjoy all the curveballs that life throws at you. We just have to be on it, and I just ride it. I don't know if you saw my post for New Year's. Basically, like, I can't do it my way. It's God's way. So if he said go, go. If he said stay put, stay put. If he said don't do this, I'm listening, God. I'm listening. I'm 50 now. Right. Like you said.
I'm 50. That's somebody be like, Felicia, you do it, and be like, well, why you don't want to do this? Or you should be doing. And I look at him and I say, I'm 50. I can do what I want to do. It comes with the territory, people. Once you get a certain age, it just is what it is. I'm not saying I'm not willing to change. I don't do anything. I don't get smart with people just because. I'm just doing life.
Yeah, me too. So definitely a new chapter in my life. So I'm just rolling with it and making the best of it.
That's all you can do.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's all you could do. So today we're going to talk about.
We got a spicy topic.
Yes, help! I'm in love with a narcissist.
Child.
Yeah, you know what? We really use that term really loosely. Everybody a narc these days, and we don't shorten it to being a narc. Everybody's a narc these days. If you're self-centered or thinking about yourself or selfish, you automatically tagged as a narcissist. But that's not always the case.
That's not always the case.
No. So narcissist, that's part of it, but it's way more than that. So I'm gonna read the definition. So narcissism is a self-centered personality style characterized as having an excessive interest in one's physical appearance or image and an excessive preoccupation with one's own needs, often at the expense of others. So it's a personality style, excessive interest in one's own physical appearance or image, and excessive preoccupation with one's own needs, often at the expense of others. That don't sound like self-care. We preach
Don't
it like
sound like, don't
self-care.
sound like, yeah. Been there, done that. I hate to say,
You dated a narc before?
I did, and I was bruised from it. I will definitely say I was bruised from it. So you listen, today I'm gonna be your patient.
Oh,
Help. I was. I was.
so let me continue.
I can say that I loved him. I can say that.
Yeah, I mean they will make you fall in love with them. I'll talk about the love bombing next, but they will make you fall in love with them. So the narcissistic personality disorder, such as pervasive pattern of grandiosity, which is characterized by feelings of entitlement and superiority, arrogant or haughty behaviors, and a generalized lack of empathy and concern for others. You dealt with that too?
General lack of concern for
For
others.
others, yes. So
Yeah, that's the main key point right there.
Mm-hmm. So Sigmund Freud, a famous psychologist back in the day, his idea of narcissism described a pathology that manifests itself in the ability to love others, a lack of empathy, emptiness, boredom, and an unremitted need to search for power while making the other person unavailable to others. Have you experienced that?
Yeah.
The inability to love others, a lack of
Wanting
empathy.
to be in control and
Mm-hmm.
just for example, they don't want to go out. Let's say I want to go hang out. They don't want to go out and will make you feel guilty about you going out so that you'll stay in with them.
Right,
Well, been
right.
there. Been there.
Control is a big thing. Control is definitely a big thing. And then once you start to set those boundaries with that narcissistic person, and just because you have narcissistic traits don't mean that you have narcissistic personality disorder. But those traits is to control. And once you start setting those boundaries, then that's when all hell break loose. They don't like you set boundaries. They can do what they want to do, but once you start setting those boundaries, it's a wrap.
I just, when you're reading that, I remember things that happened that at the time I was clueless as to what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I read over some of the things that you sent me, it was like this is textbook. It was textbook, and I was going through it, and I was being manipulated. If that's
Right.
the word I can use, it's a manipulation.
It's definitely a manipulation. And remember, you talk about the person calling you 30 times back to back to back. That's
Yeah,
abnormal.
I mean,
I'm gonna
constantly.
make you answer. I'm gonna make you answer the phone. Because how dare you not answer the phone for me? Do you know who I am? How dare you not answer the phone for me? I'm so and so. You gonna answer this phone, and I'm gonna call you until you do answer this phone.
But I can't even imagine somebody just sitting there on the phone, just dialing it back to 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 back.
Right.
You're not answering. You didn't answer after the second or third or fourth or fifth. I mean,
Right.
I used to wake up in the morning to 30 plus phone calls back to back
Mm-hmm.
after I done put my phone on silent.
It's that control. I'm gonna make you answer the phone, and if you don't answer the phone, I'm gonna make you answer it. I'm gonna call you until you do. It's like I said. How dare you not answer my call? You know who I am. That's that sense of entitlement. Like I'm feeling entitled. You gonna answer this phone, so I'm gonna call you until you do answer the phone. That's abnormal. That's definitely a narcissistic trait.
So what do you do? What do you do? Um, especially and at the time I never liked that kind of thing, but I liked the person because at times they were the perfect person.
That's the love bombing. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear, lavish you with these gifts, give you tons of compliments, just swoop you into like you feel like you're in a whirlwind. That's to get you in, to suck you in. That's part of it. But
So
one
all of this stuff has a name.
absolutely. So one
Love
thing that
bottom.
sticks out to me is the lack of empathy. Like a narcissistic person or with that personality or traits, they don't have any empathy for other people. Like somebody could get hurt or somebody could lose their job. Oh, okay, well that's what they get, or it's no empathy. You don't have any empathy for anybody. You can't feel what the other person is feeling. So sympathy is different than the empathy, but they don't have any empathy. Bored, always bored. You can never satisfy them. They always have to be doing something. Always got to be the center of attention. Always have to be in the limelight. Or they sitting at home bored. You can't sit at home and just relax and chill. You always got to be out on the scene, just easily bored.
Now that one I did not experience, but
that he was bored.
I guess they can, of course, they don't have to have all of the characteristics, but a majority of them.
Yeah, but if they always
I
doing something, always got to be in the mix of something, always got to be somewhere. And hey, look at me, I'm here. Look at me, I'm here. And a lot of times, the people with narcissistic personality, they have low self-esteem. Their self-esteem is low, so they get off on people complimenting them or looking at them or seeing them on the scene or whatever, because they don't feel good about themselves. So they just do whatever they can do to make themselves feel better. And if that's buying things or being out or whatever, it's clear, you can always tell when a person's self-esteem is low. They always got to be the loudest person in the room, always got to be the one that's seen, always flashy or overdressed with stuff, situation. We in here at a football game. Let's say we going to watch Super Bowl. Everybody else in jerseys and sneakers and jeans, and you come in here in a three-piece suit or a dress, that like this a football game we watching. This ain't no party. Why are you dressed like that? You thinking like that, but it's all the attention. It's all attention seeking stuff. You ever think like somebody who's always late, always got to be the last one to show up because they want that attention? Stuff like that attention seeking behaviors.
I thought of it like that, but yeah, I do know some people that are like that.
And there's no reason why they should be late.
Some people late because they just can't keep up with time. And
that's true too.
nerve wracking sometimes. But as far as like, for instance, you now you know how to recognize this person. What do you do? Like our topic says, help. I'm in love with a narcissist. Like what?
You run. Because
as fast as you can.
You run as fast as you can, because a lot of time a narcissist is not going to seek therapy because they don't think anything is wrong with them.
But what if that person is your husband or your child's father or a family member?
That's true, because we do have family members and husbands and children that are narcissists. You just kind of have to deal with them. You continue to set your boundaries with them. It's a lot of manipulation that comes along with it, a lot of gaslighting. We know that word gaslighting that people use.
So what does gaslighting mean?
Gaslighting is my definition is not, we can look it up, but gaslighting is more so a person, let's say I'm late to the podcast and you said, well, hey Sharita, you late to the podcast. Well, you didn't tell me what time it was on, or you didn't send me the link, or not owning your part and stuff and trying to find ways to blame the other person.
Yeah.
It's always the other person's fault. Like, it's never my fault. Like, this is happening because of you when it's really because of me. So gaslighting, telling people, trying to mix it around and make people think that they crazy. Like, I know I cut the light off. You gonna tell me I didn't cut the light off when I know that I did. And you trying to convince me that I didn't, and got me thinking, like, doubting myself, well, maybe I didn't cut it off. That kind of stuff. So those who came on, we're talking about dating a narcissist or marrying a narcissistic person, and what do you do? One thing, like I said, they don't like boundaries, but you definitely have to set the boundaries. You definitely have to set the boundaries with them.
Well, I mean, it was at one point that I had set some boundaries, but then I get cursed out.
That's the temper tantrum. Yeah, they don't like it when you start to
And
set the
stay
boundary.
out. And I'm like, well, what did I do? This is my life. I can
You
set
set the
boundaries for my
boundary that
life.
they don't. You set the boundary that they don't like. They don't like the boundary, so they coming for you, and they have a temper tantrum when you set those boundaries, because you so used to them coming at you with the love bombing and being so, and then they try to throw stuff in your face what they've done for you to make you feel guilty or to give them what they want or to continue on in the relationship with them. Well, I did this for you and I did that for you, but the love bombing, a lot of times it had, for a narcissistic person, it's just to kind of manipulate you and get you in, and you feel like, dang, this is moving too fast, or he's doing this already, and then they get you in, and that's it.
But I mean, so there were times when at some points I did, the person may be so good that you do think you're doing something wrong. Like, what was I, they'll find something like, um, what was the instance? Maybe um something that happened to them today, or they having such a hard time, and you being hard on them, or you trying to set these boundaries, and they
Mhm.
find some kind of reason to make you feel like the bad person.
Yeah,
And I got that quite a bit.
that's
And
gaslighting too. That's gaslighting and manipulation, control. People can control you in several different ways. You know, it's part of that control too, especially if you, and typically the narcissistic person picks a certain type of personality that they know that will fall for this, or the loving, the kind person, that the sweet person that wants to do everything that you want to do,
mhm.
until it clicks that this is not right, or the narcissistic person, they start to change, they get bored with you. That's part of the love bomber. They shower you with these gifts, and then they get bored with you, they start to devalue you and criticize you, and then next thing you know is they discarded you, they leave, sometimes without notice. Sometimes they just up and leave. They just up and end the relationship, and then they hover around, or hover around, like till they can win you back, to start the cycle all over again.
I guess. I mean, it's at a certain point where it just, for me, it just got really, really old. Um, Having to argue all the time, and then it was argue, fuss, stop talking to each other, get back.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
that will wear you out.
Yes, that back and forth stuff. Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of times these people are very charismatic as well, like you said, and are charmers.
They're very charming.
How to maneuver because they've done it for
Hmm.
so long. And it's, for those of you out there who are listening, um, like she said, we're talking about narcissistic men, and not just men, women.
Yeah, women too. Uh-huh.
Women as well. So for those guys that are out there, if you have any comments, we want to hear it. We are talking about this because we know that it's an issue. We've some of our friends have dealt with some of this. I've dealt with it,
I have to.
and we just want to talk about it. We thought it would be an interesting topic to bring up, how to handle this kind of stuff. And we silently, men and women, we silently deal with stuff and don't know how to get out of it, or
Hmm.
how to maneuver. And some people have actually, and I'm not saying that these people don't deserve to be loved, right? Because
Hmm.
they're people. But how do you function with a narcissist?
But a lot of times they don't feel it. fully love. They can't fully love another person. They think they love them, but you can't fully give yourself to another person. The narcissistic personality, it's very difficult for them to love.
But can't they go get counseling and learn how to, and it may be and I like this person that I was dealing with, I think it has something to do with his mom,
Yeah,
parents, the lack of you
yeah,
what you needed,
yeah.
kind
That's
of
yep,
it
yep,
it flows down to the next generation. We don't
yep.
know what we do to mess our kids up, and it's sad.
You're right about that. Being absent or, being abusive, abandoning the kids. It's a lot of things, that that people we as adults deal with. It's a
Yeah,
lot we deal with. And so many unresolved issues as a child or whatever that we've gone through. But the narcissistic person, 9 times out of 10, they don't know that they're a narcissist. Um, and they don't think anything is wrong with what they're doing because they tend to always blame the other person. It's the other person. Like, you are not treating me right, or you're not giving me what I need, or you don't take care of me, or that kind of stuff. They tend to blame the other person all the time. But most of the people that's walking right here with these narcissistic traits, they don't think nothing wrong with them. This inflated sense of self and this sense of entitlement. I deserve, or I'm entitled to this. Like, who says who? Says you? So yeah,
right.
you know, they feel like they're entitled. Have a sense of self. Always got to be, it's all about this image. They got to uphold this image. And a lot of times they'll do anything and hurt anybody to maintain this image that they have or they want to have, whether it's true or not.
I kind of wish we had somebody that would admit that they were, so you could, talk to them and dissect them and see what makes this happen. So if we have a what you call it after you go to counseling and you get better, um, if we have a person out there
That's healed or
who is healed, a healed narcissist, and you want to come on here and talk to us, we would love, 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 love to have you.
I
Um,
don't think it can be healed. Like a lot of the personality disorders, that's just who you are. And a lot of times the personality disorders are brought on by some kind of trauma, some type
they're
of
out here surviving. They're out here surviving
they're
in
surviving.
ships
But
and all kinds
but
of
but
stuff.
these people that you have, think about if they've had any long term sustainable relationship.
Mhm. I don't know. I don't know because I blocked my person. They can't communicate with me on no forms of communication.
Hmm.
None, none.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but they won't admit to being a narcissist. I mean, right now it's like a negative connotation or a stigma about being a narcissist. You know, again, like we use that word, we use it too loosely. Some people it really pertains to them, but unless you're a trained professional, you've evaluated this person and been with them a while, because I don't think you would notice the first time that the person is a narcissist. Those
right.
behaviors will come out over time because they're going to present this perfect self to you. They're going to present this to you like your what they call it, your imposter, or
An imposter.
yeah, the imposter, or they're going to present this person to you. It takes a while for you to really figure out, like, dang, this person is this, because I'm seeing the
A lot
path
of people doing that these days,
doing what.
presenting their
Yeah, yeah, they're imposter. Yeah, I'm gonna show you this person, but when I get you in, you're gonna get the real person, and you'll be like, dang, and sometimes it's gonna like smack you in the face, like you're not
yeah.
gonna expect it. Like it's like turning on the switch or turning that switch off. It happens that quickly.
Yeah, and you sitting there like, well, what happened to that person that was loving and caring, making you feel good about yourself.
They're representative. That's the word. They said they're representative. It's not the real person.
Sometimes you just have to understand that being a victim of a narcissist, you have to understand that you're not if you figure it out, because if you don't figure it out, you're going to be sitting there spinning, wondering why you keep. I literally went from, hey,
good evening.
I literally went from having a conversation with this person and disagreeing about something or something about me. You can't tell me about me.
Right.
I'm agreeing with you about something I'm not going to do anymore. And then I become all kinds of bees. And the switch just like that.
Just like that.
Ago, I was, oh yeah, we're having a calm conversation. And then I say, oh yeah, we're not doing that anymore, because
they don't like no boundaries. You set a boundary, and that was your mistake. You set that boundary, and they can't handle it.
I got a whole earful of
you be like,
what my skin color was, and
what?
How much of a female.
You got cuss slam out, huh?
I got cussed out. I've heard people say bad words before, but I was a little tense after that conversation. I'm sitting there looking at the phone like, how you're so I can't even find the words.
Baffled, starved. Yeah,
is this really happening to me? To the point where I had to realize I can hang up,
Right.
You startled. That's the word I'm looking. You just startled into like, is this happening? Because it happens just like that. And it's crazy.
And it's very hurtful. Girl, they got all kind of support groups for people dealing with a narcissist.
Girl,
because
I talked myself out of that one.
Yeah, but yours was easy. It's not like you lived with this person or was married to this person. These people really have some horrendous stories about dealing with a narcissist, and just you can never do anything right. Everything is always your fault. Who wants to live like that? Who wants to be in that type of relationship? But at the same time, they charm you in, so you go back to thinking what this person used to be, their representative. Yeah. So you keep going back to what you hope that person turns out to be again. But girl, the love bomb and all the elaborate gifts and all this kind of stuff make you feel so special, like you the greatest person on this earth, and just showering you with all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you
believe it.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm a great person. Why wouldn't you think I'm a great person?
Like rushing through the relationship, like, moving really fast. Hey, let's move in together. Let's do this. All this love bomb and stuff. And then after a while, they get bored with you, and it's like, oh well, start criticizing you. You do this. You ever been where they just criticize everything you do? You couldn't do nothing right, and then you start questioning yourself and like, well, I know I did this. I know I did that. It's all a ploy.
And it's sad, because like this person, very, a well-known person in the city, works for the city, got a lot going on for him. When you see him, you would think not this person. She can't possibly be talking about this person. He's well respected. He's this, he's that. But
that's the gimme.
You don't know. You don't know the other side. As to what the other side of this person looks like.
And the sad thing is, a lot of times the people who are in relationships with them, they try to protect them. They do a lot to protect that person because you don't want everybody to see this person for what they or who they really are, and you also don't want to make people feel like, well, why are you with this person, or why are you dealing with that, and you tend to protect them. It's almost like you protecting the man that's abusing you. A lot of women do. We protect that man that's abusing us. We don't want everybody to know. We keeping it a secret because we don't want to put it out there. And a lot of times, like, yeah, it's such a sad situation to be in love with a narcissistic person.
It is. I forgot this couple's name. I think he's a rapper, R&B singer. And his wife just had a divorce, and I'm trying to I forgot what his name. I know his
Is it
first
Neo?
Robert, huh?
Oh, I thought you were saying Neo. Robert?
No, his first name was he's one of these guys. He's a he's well known in Georgia because they do him and his wife used to do these skits. So they're
Mm-hmm.
kind of Instagram famous, you know. And one day she got online and she was just like, she just start telling the truth about everything that was going on.
Mm.
They did an interview the other day and she was on there just crying her eyes out, just crying. And he was just sitting there just looking. And
Mm.
it was like, she was telling what was going on. And the only thing that he could say is they asked him a question, and the only thing that he could say is what she was doing. And he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to know, what could you have done that contributed to this? And they're
Nothing.
sitting there shaking their head like, so you don't think you did anything to contribute to this?
Mm-hmm.
Anything? This woman is lying. Just straight up lying about everything. When they knew she wasn't because she recorded herself.
Mm.
And so
And if
she
you get them, yeah, and if you get them to admit anything, they may admit it, but they're gonna still circle back and say it was because of something that you did. Never fully taking ownership of anything.
right.
It
Like,
was because of
if
you.
you hadn't have done this, I wouldn't have reacted that way.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, I told you.
I
I've been
cheated
through it.
because I
Been through
cheated because you didn't give me the attention that I needed. Or I didn't call back because, you ain't called me first. It could be anything. Could be any little thing. I don't know who wants to live like that because there's always something coming. I think, just have your support system for those people who really have dealt with a narcissistic person, and and it's a thin line between somebody just being selfish and having those narcissistic traits.
I know. I mean, you get to I think like I got to a point, and I guess I'm just at a certain point enough is enough with me. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. I might take it for a little while, but then after a while, I value myself enough
Mm-hmm.
to realize that, and I am a self-evaluator. I evaluate myself and how I'm acting towards other people, how I'm treating myself, my family, even my dog sometimes. And if I'm constantly not being treated correctly, I know I'm the type of person now at this age, I know I don't deserve that. It's not gonna get any better.
No, it's not.
And it's time for me to go. Now, if you are willing to change, if you are willing to do some things differently, then maybe yes, maybe sticking around to see what could potentially happen. But after nothing changes, you give a person 3 to 6 months and nothing changes,
Mm.
you gotta go because you deserve better, and that's just
Right.
it. You deserve better, and that's friendships. That's your love interest.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And I'll say this: even if it's somebody at your job, a boss, somebody that is above you,
Mm-hmm.
difference. You
Yeah,
don't
they
have
have.
to treat it like that.
Yeah, we all know somebody who is one. They may not know that they're one. A lot of times they don't know, but you know when you see it and you see the patterns of behavior. But they don't think that they are. They would never admit to being a narcissistic person.
Well, people, if you heard some of these characteristics, some of these traits, and you like, I do act like that sometimes. Now is the time for you to go and get some help because
Mm-hmm.
you may look around and you'll be by yourself, and nobody wants to live life alone.
Mm. Yeah.
Because being around a narcissist is not fun. It's not fun.
No,
It
it's
can
not.
be fun. Let me take that back. It can be fun at times when they're
When
what
they
you
love
love
bombing.
bombing,
Yeah.
bombing. That's when it can be fun. But know that something else is about to happen after that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you can never satisfy them. They're never going to be happy because they're always going to want more. They're always going to want something different. They're always going to want this or that. And you're never going to make them happy because they're not happy. A lot of times, like I said, they have like that self-esteem. Even though it seems inflated, it's really low self-esteem.
I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people out here that you see that make the loudest noise are some of the ones who aren't confident in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's sad. One thing that I have recognized since COVID, and I knew it before then, but we got a lot of issues. We as people are dealing with a lot of issues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't seek help for it.
Yep. Yep. So one of the things, some ways to avoid manipulation tactics, pay attention to your sense of balance or feelings of overwhelm within the relationship, and pay attention to your partner's reactions when you displease them. So see how they act when they're not pleased with something that you do or say, and that'll tell you almost everything you need to know.
I told you I got cursed out from the tip of my toenail to the last hair on my head. I mean, I
I've been,
I needed some counseling after that cursing out.
but yeah, I think we
Get up
talked about that.
that
Uh,
in my life.
yeah, that was
I
a big.
had some arguments, but I
Mhm.
never had one like that.
So spotting red flag signs of love bombing. So they buy over the top gifts for you or spend excessively on you. They bombard you with compliments. They communicate with you relentlessly, like always calling. They push for a commitment early in the relationship. They make soulmate references or declarations about fate and destiny. The relationship feels unnervingly intense. They dislike it when you set boundaries and you feel uneasy about that level of affection or communication.
Hmm.
Some of the red flags, signs of love bombing.
Hmm.
Well,
Love
I can relate to one, two, three, four, five, about all of them. I've experienced all of that love bombing. But
I'm
I've
gonna you
also,
look when it happened in the future. I'm gonna be like, you can't love bomb me.
no, who you love bombing?
Who you trying to love bomb?
I've been the devaluing, the discarding, and the
Oh
hovering.
yeah, I've been through that.
Yeah, devaluing you, like, mm-mm.
And a lot of times people think you such a strong woman, or you said, how would you let somebody do that to you?
They can
And,
be, they can be dangerous and violent.
oh
Mhm.
yeah, I haven't, I have not experienced
They
violent
can definitely get unhinged.
verbal abuse.
Yep. They can become unhinged, especially if they are not getting what they want or if they're setting boundaries. And they can leave you, but you better not leave them because then they're going to, you can't leave them, but they can leave you because they will discard you and act like, you're nothing.
Yeah,
You're like, well, what
you.
happened? A little while ago, I was the best thing since sliced bread. Now you treat me like I'm a wet food stamp. I mean, come on there. And then you be sitting around like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? What did I not give you? What did I not say that you needed? But they need their ego stroked all the time. And once you stop stroking that ego, that's when you have a problem.
It's tiresome. Shoot, I can't
Yeah,
stroke your own ego.
Want to be treated like a king or queen. Just want you to stroke their ego all the time.
I'm gonna love on you. I'm gonna tell you how much I care about you, but every minute, that's tiresome.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
exhausting. Yeah, it's exhausting. Like you constantly
You
need
gotta know,
validation.
right? At a certain point, you gotta know how a person feels about you.
Exactly. You can't, always constantly needing that validation. Yeah, you constantly need validation from them.
Sometimes I look at people and I wonder. Now they don't have all of the characteristics, but they have some of them.
They can have some narcissistic traits without being,
Right.
in that personality disorder category.
Like you said, we throw the word around too much.
We
Call
do.
a person a narcissist when they may just have some traits and not specifically being the person I dealt with was a narcissist.
You
I
sure?
I'm very sure. Textbook. If you open the book, it's kind of like, hey,
He the centerfold. It's
yeah,
me.
he passed out pamphlets at the Narcissists Are Us meeting. I promise you. I mean, when we started talking about this and we went over all, the traits and everything, I think I could check off every last one of them.
Yep.
Every last one.
There you
Text.
have it.
And so I know that this person definitely was a narcissist. Some other people, just had a trait here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just going through life, treating people like that.
Be
Mm-hmm.
right there in the group. Hello, my name is Felicia. I dated a narcissist. It's funny now. It's funny now, but if you're going through it, it's very stressful.
Yeah, it is.
Very,
Yeah.
very stressful. Like you said, especially if you're married or if you have some type of connection.
Mm-hmm. Because you got to kind of deal with the person. You especially if you married to them or it's your mom, because our parents can be narcissists too. Our children can be narcissists. Relatives. You see it. Those traits and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
our siblings. Hmm.
it's sad. It's
It's
sad.
very sad. They hurt people, but I don't. The sad thing is, I don't even think it's intentional because they don't know. A lot of times, it's not. It's not intentional. It's just that disorder. And if you tell them that, they're gonna make every excuse to. They defend themselves to the T, to the very end,
Mhm.
and to the point where you just throw your hands up and say whatever.
There ain't
Because
nothing
for
I can.
everything you say, they coming back with something.
That is the honest truth. That is the honest truth. And I think, we chose this topic because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know what you're dealing with. A lot of women are faulting themselves, being stressed out, um, not being able to survive in your day to day because you're constantly getting beat down by a person. And some people
Mhm.
that I know still know. I talked to a lady the other day, and she just don't think that verbal abuse is real abuse, like hitting somebody upside the face.
Mhm.
It is. It is because, like I said, the way I got cursed out that day, I felt like I had been slapped. You know,
Wow.
I felt physically abused because people are real crafty with the things that they can say to you. They can say things to you that make you feel some kind of way about yourself.
Mhm.
You get away from them and you're like, oh my God, is this really true? You start to have self-doubt.
Mhm.
So today I want to say to all my ladies men who may be dealing with a narcissist, it's them. They have the problem. Don't internalize it. If you know you're dealing with a narcissist and it's not as easy for you to just leave, maybe you married, I don't know what the situation may be, but you might need to seek help in how to deal with that person or
Mhm.
how to get away from that person. Because if you stay with them and they don't change, life is going to be hard for you. And if you have children, your
Mhm.
children may start to take on those traits as well, because children do what they see. And you don't want your children to be around that kind of situation. It's hard. It's very, very, very hard.
Absolutely. So yeah, there are support groups, like I said, out here to help you with. There's therapy to help you deal with how you react and how you respond to it, and just building yourself up. Because the devaluing stage that's a tough stage where they make you feel like once you get secure, they gradually pull away that affection and just be very manipulative and critical. So it's nothing that you can do right. It's they complain about every little thing that you do, and you sitting here questioning yourself. But that's the devaluing stage, and it'll do something to your self esteem and how you feel about yourself, and your self worth and stuff, until you realize, okay, I know this is not me, not all of it, and then you start figuring that out.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to be criticized by a person that they thought loved them. But a lot of times they think they love, but it may not be the type of love that you need, because a lot of times they don't know how to give that kind of love. And
So
it's
pay
not.
attention, ladies. Pay attention to the men, and men pay attention to the women that you're dating, because you meet a person and you date them, fall in love with them with the intent on having a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Yeah.
don't let them bring you down.
Yeah. Watch out for that love bombing stage. If it feels uneasy, like this person doing a bit too much and making you feel uncomfortable. I remember feeling that way. Um, you know. But yeah.
It happens. Well, let's talk. Okay, so we are creating a new segment. I want to introduce what is bothering us today. Like, what is going on that is causing you some issues just in the world today. Now, my thing is, it's not causing me an issue, but I'm like, what the heck? And I think I put something out on my page that was just, I made fun of it, but it's a serious matter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any certified documents at my house, but it just seems like quite a few people around the world do. Now, we were dogging out Trump for having these documents at Mar-a-Lago. Now we got Biden. They were dogging out Biden. See, Democrats, y'all, you all talk about Trump. Now we're back on the Republican side. And I found some at Pence house now.
Oh Lord. So who is behind this stuff? Like,
My thing is, maybe, and I think somebody said it on the news yesterday, maybe some of these documents, they're certifying too many documents. Too many documents are what do they call them?
confidential?
Confidential. I think it may be something that they're not thinking is but all the confidential documents should have the seal on it,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Say
Top,
confidential.
what is it?
But
Top something. Top,
but I'm thinking it may be
top.
something that they don't think is confidential, and they're just taking it home. Because I mean, Trump, Biden, Pence, I'm like,
Well,
now they're going to search other people's houses to see if they have anything. I'm sure we're going to turn up with some more people that have these confidential documents. That's the one thing this week that made me say, what the heck? I think that's going to be the name of our segment. What the
What?
heck?
Okay. So my what the heck? Hmm. My what the heck is, what the heck was Dak thinking when he threw those two interceptions?
I ain't mad at that, y'all.
Whatever.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. What was he thinking though?
I don't know. I don't know. He need to do better.
Because y'all really wanted that. I could
We
see it on
did.
y'all faces. Y'all
We
really
did.
wanted it.
We
But I
wanted.
think we slid over, let y'all come sit on the couch with us, gave y'all some popcorn and some chicken.
Well, at the end of the day, 32 teams or 31 teams will be sitting on the couch because only one can win it all.
Well,
So anyway,
that's true.
yeah.
That's true. But you know those Washington Commanders and Dallas Cowboys, you know, we got a little bit of a going back and forth there. So we was happy to see y'all sit on the couch with us.
My what the heck is? Let me see. I don't know.
My what the heck is my dog breath smell like that? Get off me. Go on, Max. I'm talking about you. Go on. You don't have a what the heck?
I mean, I got a bunch of what the hecks. I'm just trying to formulate.
You need one. Just one.
I don't know. Let's see. What bothers me is when just when people like again, like just don't take accountability or responsibility for themselves and what they do. What about the 5 police officers who played a part in killing that young man who has been fired and now face charges? Where is that from, Miss Valerie? Where was this?
The firing killing a young man who has been fired and now facing murder charges.
Well, these murders is a what the heck. Like, why are we not valuing life anymore?
Well, I think these police officers are, because we had a situation of police officers, and I'm not blaming police officers because y'all go out there and risk y'all life every day. But it's
Hey, Candy.
These police officers, they might need to go back to training.
Yeah. Oh, to follow up with the little boy. So they fired the superintendent in Newport News, and then the assistant principal, she
Oh yeah, I heard about that this morning.
Resigned.
And then they didn't check the little boy. About his pockets was too small. Do you know what a 22 looked like?
I don't think the big is like a 9. I don't know, Alex.
And then his pockets was too small, but I'm like, whatever. Excuse me, Mr. Grant, whatever.
I don't know because she a hater. I'm not sure.
And then on the news. A hater for a long time. Dallas Cowboys.
Hater. Yeah, Memphis, Tennessee. Huh. I don't know. I haven't seen that. I haven't been watching the news as much. Since I be asleep by 8:30. Man, I'm doing this new diet, this E2M, so I'm my window ends at 8. So I'm in bed by 8:30, so I won't be tempted to eat nothing else. Break my fast.
Whatever. Well, guys, we truly, truly, truly appreciate you coming online with us. Yeah, that was another sad thing. All black. We are looking at topics that we're going to be talking about throughout the rest of this month and February. February is Black History Month, so y'all know we got to come back on here with some good stuff to talk about during Black History Month. But please, 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 if it's something that you want to talk about, a guest that you would like to see, you want to be a guest, send us a message. We are definitely willing to bring you online and talk about some things that you are interested in. I think we are going to have a conversation about all these killings involving policemen, and just I think I wanted to touch on the one with the little boy who brought the gun to school. We got to do better as parents, people. We have to, because there's no reason why that little boy shouldn't have access to a gun at that age.
But they said they've been warning them about it too. that he had something. So that's probably why all this stuff was happening. So now the teacher is suing. So I'm anxious.
Well, that was the day of. They were kept saying they needed to
yeah.
because he kept telling these cold kids he was going to shoot them. You know, so.
But you thinking a 6-year-old saying, I mean, that's threatening. I would have pulled him aside anyway. That's threatening.
Yeah, I'm back in the day. You might have been like, "Oh, go on, boy," but now, no. I'm checking. I'm checking everybody. 3 years old, everybody.
She said 3.
Everybody.
But another thing, February is also Heart Month. So just the importance of checking our hearts, making sure that we good, going to the doctors, getting our physical. A lot of times we only go to the doctor when something is wrong. So getting that blood pressure checked and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, we want to make sure that people are inspire her. Guess, stay healthy. We want y'all to live a long time, live a very long time.
Yes, sister.
But we have enjoyed our night here with you guys. So we are about to sign off, and make sure you share. We're trying to find the right time to come on so that we'll get more people to join us live. We get quite a few people to watch the video after we've posted it, but we're trying to figure out the right time, right day actually. So you may find us moving days, but we're on here for the long haul. We love it. We love to come on here and talk to you guys, and have you come on as well and talk to us. So we will find out which vibe works, what day, what time, and we're going to bring all this goodness to you from Inspire Her.
Yes.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good night. Hey, Sean. Yeah, go back and look at it, Candy. We started at 7 just to try to do it a little bit earlier. All right. Good night.
Good night.
We are here to inspire her, the total woman.
Yay!